Question number 311 has been asked by the Honourable Lucas to the Minister of Agriculture. The question is about the development of new small, medium-scale farms and the support provided to new black farmers to address historical injustices and improve food security. The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. The Department, through the Land Development Support Programme, supported 34 medium-scale producers for the period in question. The Blended Finance Scheme supported 106 medium-scale producers.
Chair, order.
Honourable Minister, could you please take your seat?
Yesterday, Gayton advised this minister to send his resignation. Is he still here as a minister?
Honourable Mkalipi, that is not a point of order. Honourable Minister, please proceed.
Chairperson.
Honourable Daniels, on which point do you rise?
Chairperson, no matter the point, there's no Gayton in this house. There's Honourable Minister Gayton Mackenzie, not Gayton.
There is Gayton.
So can those people, yeah, you can make a noise. Honourable Chairperson, can those people who's busy clearing their offices for the next GNU to come in, can you please take control of them so that we can have order in this house?
Honourable Daniels, that is not sustained, but I do also caution members to please refer to other members in terms of the rules and not by first name. Honourable Minister, please proceed.
I know they're desperate to get into the offices, but there's no absence of presence yet. You'll have to wait a little bit. The Blended Finance Scheme supported 106 medium-scale producers, while the Comprehensive Agricultural Support Programme supported 3,444 producers, and the Alima Letsema Programme supported 8,710 producers for the period.
Honourable Minister, could you please take your seat? There's a point of order. Which point are you rising on, Honourable Member?
Deputy Speaker, the Minister is inaudible. We can't hear him, and we're supposed to respond to the questions. Can he go closer to the mic, at least?
I will request the Minister to do so, and Minister, if you could please then start from the start with your answer.
Thank you very much. I hope the audio is better there. The Department, through the Land Development Support Programme, supported 34 medium-scale producers for the period in question. The Blended Finance Scheme supported 106 medium-scale producers, while the Comprehensive Agriculture Support Programme supported 3,444 producers, and the Alima Letsema supported 8,710 smallholders for the period in question. The Department obviously recognises the need for sustained support to smallholder medium-scale producers to improve both food security, productivity and market access. The Department offers comprehensive support packages which include on-farm agricultural infrastructure by way of fencing, irrigation, storage, machinery equipment, production inputs like seeds, fertilizers and chemicals, operational costs, post-harvest support with processing, packaging and cold storage, market access facilitation, training and technical skills and financial literacy, mentorship and business planning assistance. These programs all contribute to inclusive agricultural development by strengthening the capacity of producers to produce, market and sustain profitable enterprises. I thank you.
The first supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Lucas.
Deputy Speaker. Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, point of order.
Honourable Mautwe, on what point do you rise?
No, I did not want to disturb the outgoing minister when he was responding. Deputy Speaker, we're given sparkling water here. There's no still water anywhere. Can we please be given still water?
Honourable Member, that is noted and we will take that further. Unfortunately, I can't arrange that right now, but I'm sure the necessary people have taken note. Honourable Lucas, my apologies, please proceed.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. And also thank you very much to the Minister for the response. I just want to follow up by asking Minister, yes, indeed, the figures sound a little bit impressive. But just yesterday we got the quarterly report and we saw that in terms of percentage, it's still less than 10%, particularly to ensure market access for small and medium scale farmers. I would love to know, and also in terms of post-settlement support, there is still a backlog with regard to issues around post-settlement support. So I would love to know how you intend to speed up the process to make sure that more of medium scale and black farmers benefit from improved market access, and also that there is adequate post-settlement support to those beneficiaries. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much to the Honourable Lucas, and I thought the sparkling water was to match the Honourable Member's personality. But allow me to say to the Honourable Lucas, thank you much for the question. Yes, obviously the Department has ongoing post-support monitoring, as well as several impact assessment programs to determine the productivity and income growth amongst the beneficiaries. And so this ongoing impact management allows us to be able to see where programs are working and where they are not. And yes, you're absolutely correct. Both the quarterly review, but as well as the Auditor General's reports over the course of the last little while have indicated that there are gaps in the system, and the Department is looking at how better we could provide that support. How do we grow access and market access? Well, there's a number of ways you do that, but that's exactly why the Agriculture and Agro-processing Master Plan has adopted the value chain round table approach, which brings the entire value chain around a table where we can start to discuss how we are able to get small-scale producers a greater share of the market. A number of the initiatives focus on aggregation. One of the big challenges, particularly for larger commercial operations and supermarkets, is that they need a guaranteed quantity and quality of supply. And when you have a variety of small producers, it is often difficult to guarantee that. And so the approach that the Department is looking at is how we can aggregate smallholder producers in a way similar to we've witnessed in Uganda, in Kenya, and other parts of the continent, where you're able to aggregate what they're producing to make sure that it meets the quality and quantity requirements of the value chain. And I think it's through understanding of the value chain and sharing with the value chain on their imperative.
Honourable Minister, your time has expired. The second supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Freeman.
Dankie, voorsitter. Hoe bepaalt die departement of hulle ondersteuning aan die opkomende kleinskaalboere suksesvol en volhoubaar was? Enige suksesvolle verhale? Dankie, voorsitter.
The Honourable Minister.
Yeah, thank you very much to the Honourable Member for the question. And the small-scale sheep farming is a very important sector for agriculture, both from a wool production but also from a meat production perspective. And apart from the initiatives that I've already spoken about, where we're trying to include more small-scale producers into value chains and link them into value chains with guaranteed uptake agreements and the like, we're also, as a department, working very closely with the industry bodies themselves to assist in a number of ways, particularly with small-scale sheep farmers. One of the big areas of request from small-scale sheep farmers is around genetics. Obviously, the fatter and more healthy you can make your sheep, the better the prices that you're able to achieve for them. And so one of the programs that we're working closely with that particular sectoral body is how they can share genetics with small-scale farmers. I'm very pleased to say that the sheep farming industry, as well as the beef sector, are the two leaders in inclusion and certainly have a greater access of small-scale farmers and start-out farmers, but also previously disadvantaged farmers that form part of the value chain. And they're certainly setting the example for the rest of it. Then also it's about market access and how we link those particular farmers with market access. And I'll be talking a little bit later on the questions that are going to be posed around AGOA on some very exciting initiatives that are occurring around looking to other countries that are desperate for particularly sheep, lamb and beef. And part of that is how we're going to include the smaller scale farmers in those value chains so that they too can feel the fruits of South Africa's initiatives abroad. Thank you.
The third supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Boshoff.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. I want to ask the Minister, if you refer to support of small-scale farmers and emergent farmers, is there a stage projected when the support will not be needed anymore, that the farmers are expected to be self-sufficient or self-reliant at least? Or is it, do we see an ongoing process, basically, forever? And in conjunction with that, would you agree that it undermines transformation of agriculture if projects don't get to a point where they are self-reliant? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you to the Honourable Boshoff for the question. Madam Deputy Speaker, through you. Well, the very three key focuses which I've made non-negotiable for the department when it comes to projects going forward is threefold: viability, sustainability and profitability. Because it is absolutely essential that programs and support gets people onto their feet as quickly as possible and gets them into a position where they're viable, sustainable and profitable, and the department can then move on to new beneficiaries to be able to assist them. I think a lot of the problem in the past is that we've simply just handed over projects and expected that people are going to be able to make a success of it. I think there's required to be support, but I also come back to the point I make. You can give somebody the best piece of land and give them the best seeds for cabbages. If you don't link them with a market or give them a way to get their products to the market, there's no way on earth they can be viable, sustainable or profitable. So the model that we prefer is to look at, particularly when we're doing projects, is to look at how we can link those projects into value chains. There's already been some work with South African breweries on barley and the work there. There's a new malting plant going to be setting up in Sedibeng, and the hope is that we can get the farms that we're going to be assisting previously disadvantaged South Africans on into existing value chains so that we can walk away at a stage and those farmers are able to be viable, sustainable and profitable, because then they can be self-sustaining, but most importantly, that's when they become net employers of other people in South Africa and create the jobs that our economy so desperately needs. Thank you.
The last supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Mashlatsi.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Minister, the agriculture value chain has been identified in the National Development Plan as one of the job drivers through agro-processing. My question: how many new small and medium-scale farmers has been capacitated on agro-processing by your department in the last 12 months in order to create jobs and reduce losses due to lack of storage infrastructure and access to market? Kindly provide full detail by province, farmer category, and commodities. Kanimambo.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, House Chairperson. And obviously it's incredibly difficult for me to answer that question because I don't have the stats and figures to hand. But I'm sure that if the member can forward me the question, I can, in a written form, I can give him those particular details. But where I would agree with the honourable member is that whilst we've had a large focus on agriculture, we have lagged behind in agro-processing. And this is very important because, much like minerals, what you don't want to be doing is exporting large amounts of primary product for limited value when you could in fact be exporting processed product for greater value. So for instance, we export a large number of avocados to Japan. We buy those back in the form of processed guacamole, cosmetics and a variety of other aspects. And so we do have to move to a situation where we are able to encourage the processing of primary agricultural goods into greater value. It also means that at the same time, we are able to create jobs. South Africa, as you know, has an unemployment crisis. And what we do need to be doing is looking at ways to grow job-creating industries. And agro-processing and agriculture both provide a huge opportunity, particularly for underskilled or South Africans, to be rapidly absorbed into work and are then able to work their way up through the value chain into other means of employment. Of course, there have been a number of agro-processing parks and the like that have been set up. Not all of them have achieved the success that many people thought at the beginning, but I do think it is an area where the Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition and myself will require to work on to ensure that we are able to have
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Your time is now expired.
Strategy. Thank you.
Thank you.